YouTube. I'm assuming this is just one video, but you'll know anyway. But I have no idea what to experience, what to expect. So let's see if I can figure out how to stand up. How do I do anything? Okay, so I've got a zoom. Left trigger and left bumper both zoom. Okay. Edith Finch. I'll move the camera and stuff as required. Okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
I'll raise the audio. So more games like this one. I will see if I can recommend any once I'm done with it. Let's try that. Ooh. Sorry, I got distracted. I like foxgloves. What a pretty foxglove. There are no bee butts sticking out of it, so it's like, it's not the best foxglove I've ever seen, but it'll do. It'll do. Points for trying. So depending on how long this takes, I might replay it for any...
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
missable achievements. Let me know if you want the in-game audio raising. Because I have it obviously separate to my headset, so... Orcus Island Gazette. Okay, so... I need those gloves. Check out little things along the way, you'll find some real awesome details. It's amazing. That was my hope.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Harry, don't you have, like, exams today? So I'm not playing Inscription. But, as I mentioned, one pro noob. Maybe. I want... Oh, that's the house, I've just realised. I wanted to play this when it first came out and never got around to it. It's on Game Pass, so have an hour before I have to leave. Ah, that makes sense. I'm going to try and poke everything I can.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
I think I mentioned it before, but I love in-world subtitles. Well, I guess as I sort of live here, this is my house, so I'm not trespassing. This property is protected by video surveillance. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Guess who? Oh god, it's the fiancé. Everyone be on their best behaviour. Well, thank you for the resub, babe. I appreciate that.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
God, I need those gloves
Maybe
so badly.
She thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay, so I did see... I had a quick look at the achievements, and one of them is to take both paths, so I'll take the left one, and then I might turn around and take the right one. Oh, this is not a path. I thought there was a path I'd be stuck on. Nope. How far off can I go? Oh, not very far. If there's anything that you think I should particularly look out for or pay attention to, like a missing poster, feel free to let me know if you can remember where it is. I'm not above taking advice from chat to improve my enjoyment of the game. Frog sounds are comforting. You're not wrong. Oh, there we go. Milton Finch. Assuming that works like normal family trees, does that make Milton Edith's sibling? Going back to my previous point, I've seen how toxic other streamers can be towards air quotes backseating, and as long as it's respectful and from a good place, I don't mind all that much. Random question: have you ever seen Tales from the Crypt?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. as if they're about to say something but never do.
I know that silence. I have not seen Tales from the Crypt. I know what it is, like most people, I suspect, but I've never actually seen it. Side note: when I'm in an environment like this and I see a random tree stump, I just always think of the tree stump at the start of Morrowind in Balmorra. There's treasure in. Is it Balmorra or Sadanin? Can't remember which one. It's been a long time since I played Morrowind. Also on Game Pass. I play it on PC, but it crashes to desktop on PC a lot. It's a very unstable game. Okay, so I'm gonna go back the other way. There's no sprint that I can tell. Go check out the other path. That was the reason you asked. Ah. I suspected there would be. Unrelated questions are usually related somehow. Also, you know, obviously there's an achievement tied to this, but I just like the sound. Crashing PC since 94. Well, that's the thing, it doesn't crash the PC, the game itself just quits. But I prefer Morrowind to Oblivion and Skyrim. Just personal preference.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
That's fair, Edith. I assume.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Right, let's take the drive. But going back to Elder Scrolls, Morrowind was my first Elder Scrolls game, so there's obviously some nostalgia there.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
All roads take both paths to the house. Oh, hey, dear. A stag, even. Shout out to the local police who killed a white stag a couple of weeks ago. That was great. It was a danger to the public, apparently. Never mind that it was on an industrial estate at night by the time they decided to shoot it. Okay, so...
the house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That doesn't look safe. Just gonna put that one out there. I would not play basketball with this hoop because my hand-eye coordination isn't that great, and I'd be worried the ball would roll into the woods and never be seen again, or into the pond, I suppose. Hope they at least ate it. I highly suspect they didn't. Anything in the truck? Didn't appear to be. That's a giant fish head. Why isn't that rusted? Or a dragon. That might be a dragon. Yeah, it was. So it was walking through like a town centre area, and then they managed to get it onto an industrial estate, and then...
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I mean, have you looked at it? Looks like it's going to fall down.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Fair. Yeah, they managed to get it to an industrial estate and then killed it. I have a body. Like, I have a whole body. What? This never happens. Side note, this is doing wonders for my dysphoria. I thought the chime meant I was near something important. No, I'm just near a wind chime. Don't worry about it. I mean, I guess technically wind chimes are important, but I was like, oh, maybe there's a hidden item around here. No, there's just a wind chime. Why am I like this?
I heard something moving around in the garage.
Is the door open now? Ooh. Can I look through this?
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Cool. Oh, I didn't expect that to work.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
As I am, in fact,
The power had been turned off the night we left.
not a dog. I kind of thought maybe I could look through it, and that would be enough. Oh good, they emptied the freezer before they left and turned the power off. Very good. How big was the dog flap? Big enough for a 17-year-old to get through. Right, I actually want to explore the rest of the front of the house first, so I'm going to see if I can get back out of the dog flap. Gonna have to call bullshit on that. Ah, I can't get back outside. Curses. Yeah, that must have been a pretty big dog. Maybe I can go out the
For
front.
the first time in years,
Ah, so Edith, Milton, Lewis, Dawn, Edie.
I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I guess Edith is maybe a family name then. In loving memory, Lewis Finch, December 27th, 1988 to November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Edie, get wrecked whomever his father was. Memorial service, Finch Family Cemetery. Oh, they have their own cemetery. 2141 Fireweed Road. And it's the house a family built too. Interesting. The Pacific Pantry, Flowers of India, the Book of Mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? The Northwest Chef, Taming the Sea, A Fisherman's Guide. A thing that's supposed to say weird recipes. Tasting Thailand, maybe. Wild Feast, The Summer Supper, Fish and Shellfish. Mrs. Bell's Bakery. Something Farmer Jupiter Cookbook. From Cove to Stove. Witch's Kitchen, A Viking's Belly, Nordic Cookbook. Flour, salt, water, yeast. Wonder what you make with that book. A Viking's Belly, let's go. I'm not going to lie, Ari. I thought of you. Reminds me of the Thor artwork for the new God of War game. At least they cleaned up before they left. They left all of the tuna.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Sorry, salmon, not tuna. Apple pie. Apple pie.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Cosmic cuisine. Food that's out of this world. That's a joke. Why would you leave that? Everything else they've taken a great care to, they've washed up after themselves. Presumably they turned everything off. They stacked things neatly. and just left a sachet of soy sauce on the side. Oh no, they left alcohol behind. Never mind. How many copies of these cookbooks do they need? Okay. When she talked about getting sick of salmon, I was like, is that possible? No, it's totally possible with that amount of salmon in the house.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Okay.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
So a biobomb. Never leave the soy sauce. Nope. Never ever leave the soy sauce. That is pricey. Ah, the best place to have the best thing for a window into. The garage. Yep, car's still there. Tree. See if I can get it to do it again. That tree keeps fading in and out. Also, these branches do. Garage must have been an add-on. Yeah, it really must have been. Otherwise, why have the window there? Aha.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't have to look after her. Your mum would have done.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Now that's a cool image. I'm going to remember that one. Hey, Kiwi guy, how you doing? I'm going to remember that imagery. And I'm going to use it.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
So you built it again in the same-ish place? Did you not learn the first time? I'm not doing too bad. I'm glad that you're good. How's life treating? Well, I guess how's life treating you is covered by I'm good, in all fairness. Look! Dirt! Oh god. It's October, right? Spooky. Spooky. This game is officially spooky. There is one, brackets, numeral 1, ghost. Where's the ladder? For those books. Scorpion. Ooh. An impressive collection. The interact is a bit weird and it's taking some getting used to.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Apparently she was a director, actor, film star of some kind.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Fair. Just gonna leave those hanging on the wall, huh? Cool. Oh, now I can look at the missing poster.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
There's a ladder? Sorry, I'm going back. Oh, right there. You are correct. Random paddle. Okay. Alright, can I get back outside? No, apparently once you're in the house, you're in the house. Gosh dang it.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Someone doesn't want me to get in this door.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
I'm trapped now, indeed. Yeah, also, they're probably under the floor. If they're buried. Just a thought. God, can you imagine trying to get, like, that book out? Just all of the books fall on your head if you're not careful. Okay, so I believe that's the entire ground floor. Is that glue? It looks like polyurethane foam. You know, the expanding foam that you put in holes or cavity walls. Because that's just back to the kitchen, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Up the stairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
As one does. Perfectly reasonable thing to do. I'm going there after I've looked through every peephole. Molly, 37 to 47.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
That does rather put a crimp in one's social life, yes. I saw. That seems like where I'm supposed to go. Sven and Edie.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room,
Yeah,
I was
family
10 and she was painting my portrait.
So, I guess brother and sister in all likelihood. Gregory was
As
one.
a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
But that's a bathroom slash... Okay. I guess Gregory lived in the bathroom. Cool, cool. It's a flex, but I'm here for it.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Is Sam still alive and Calvin is dead, or literally the brother was dead for 7 years in the same room? Because one of those is much more concerning than the other, I'll admit.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Apparently she was friends with Bigfoot. What of it?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay. Fanny Farmer Jr. Cook. You know what? I'm going to leave that book well alone. Oh, there's Barbara's door. Oh, hello.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
1, that is a name, and 2, those are definitely sideburns. / mutton chops.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Fair. Apparently no one in this house lives to a great age apart from Edith. Edie. Well, Edith Senior, I guess, but... Okay, so there's that one. There's one downstairs. There's the library. I looked in all of these. Yes. I'm kind of concerned that the house will change around me once I start doing things. The perfect place for a wine cabinet. Top of the stairs. Very concerned about this family. I'm concerned about their life expectancy. Also, I'm concerned how this is locked. There's no... Unless there's an alternate access point, I suppose. House making noises, don't worry about it. Okay, what is this picture? And why is it... Yeah, it's just going to stare at me, huh? Okay, let's go in this room.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Yeah, there must be access elsewhere to unlock it from the inside. This is a really cool room. There is no nightlight there, but it is providing light nonetheless.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Feelings on meat pies. Hey, as long as it's meat. Doesn't matter where it's from. It's a good book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Really enjoying this so
From the
far.
paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
It's a different musical. And we love it. How is she fitting through these? She's a very small 17-year-old.
Maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
That's how she's fitting through these small holes.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
I guess into Molly's room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
I really wish I lived in a place with secret passages.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Is that in case she forgets her name? Or forgot her name, I guess?
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Oh, it's still there. Wait, has that gerbil poop been there? Or I guess gerbil food been there since Molly died?
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
You know what? Just raise that by 2. Is that better on stream? Jellyfish! Cat, duck, rabbit, owl mask. Okay, okay. That's Nan Farm. I don't know why it's kind of stuttering occasionally. It's not in the game. That looks important. Is there anything else to interact with before I look at the diary or whatever it is? December 47. It's a pretty neat view. Is that a swimming platform?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Well, she appears to
Before
have
my mom
painted.
sealed the doors.
She appears to have painted Molly, so. Daddy. Dragon. Undersea castle with Molly living in it. I'm sorry, but does everything need her date of birth and death on? It's not a tiny bit morbid.
December 13th, 1947.
Hey, Red
Dear
Riding Hood.
Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Dear Diary, I'm
I
gonna die.
woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
It's a really good game. Apparently a lot of people think so. I've never played it, so. And yes, these rooms would have so much dust. You know what? It's October, right? Let's eat the pumpkin.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Well, dang. Are we locked in?
Mom, can I come out now?
All right, sent to bed without dinner.
Not. It's late. Go to sleep.
But I went to bed without dinner. I'm hungry. Well, time to eat Mr. Mittens. The
The
gerbil.
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
How about Mr. Mittens himself? Never mind. Please?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Good. I don't think Christopher would have thanked you. One can't sleep the rumbly tumbly. Exactly. I really can't sleep if I'm hungry. I have to eat in that instance. Please don't. Eat toothpaste, please.
I kept eating and eating.
Okay, I was joking about the toothpaste. Kid, you need a stomach pump after that fluoride. Oh, those are
I ate
toxic.
a lot of things that night.
Those are poisonous berries, those are.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Chirp, chirp,
It
chirp.
was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
In my belly.
I reached out for her. And suddenly,
I was a cat.
I was a cat.
I wrote this game. Okay, how do I crouch? Ah, there we go.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Oh, it's Christmas. I'm playing this in the wrong month. I'm just gonna quit the game now and we'll come back at Christmas time. That's a joke, by the way. There's the heartless witch that sent me to bed without food. I'm gonna scratch your eyes out. Oh, mother, where's your chair? I will scratch it to pieces. Wish I could turn into a cat. It would be cool.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
You know, I'm not sure they have eyes. Or are even alive. They look a bit like mannequins. So that might be why. Maybe this child just has a rich internal life. Where am I going? Onto the gutter room? Yeah. No, there's the garage being built. Hang on. Oh, is that a window? I think there is a window there. Watch this magic trick turn into a cat. Sincerely hoping this is a dream after all the stuff she ate. Well, she died when she was 10, so maybe not. Maybe this is the night she died. Well, she said she's not going to be alive much longer, so... Okay, well, you're away from the nest.
The babies were all gone.
Well, maybe not. Just pointing in roughly the right
I jumped
direction.
and I almost got her.
Yeah, I hissed, whatever.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you would be
Now
if you
I
were a
was up
small
in the
bird.
big tree.
Being chased by a
I
cat.
promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Get in my
I
belly.
gobbled her up,
And died.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind.
That was a twist.
Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Did I?
Rabbits.
Can they get, like, away from the trees, though? Because that seems like a recipe for disaster with my ability to fly. Just like, nice and in the open would be grand. Yum, nom, 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 nom.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Nom, nom, nom.
I
Just hold.
swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
You can't chew. You don't have teeth if you're an owl. You have a beak for tearing.
A mama rabbit.
Time to orphan some rabbits. You have questions
She was almost too big to carry.
about the game or me?
I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Also, hey, achievement.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
In a tree. Having problems. Ragdoll is so good. Okay, I can kind of... You know when I said I wanted to play Man-Eater, this wasn't really what I had in mind. Woo! Shark white snowboarding.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Anyone remember Sean White snowboarding for the PlayStation 1? Da-dun. Da-dun. Da-dun, dun, 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 dun,
I wanted
da-dun.
fat, juicy seals.
I did it done too soon. Da-da-dun.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where is she? Or are we just maiming a seal and leaving? Is that what we're doing? Well, that's not very nice. There we are. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. Oh, we. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. You got one flipper. You can't outrun me. I'm a shark. Dun 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 dun. Da-da-da!
I grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I am a tentacle. Tag, you're it-ish. Okay, so I go to where the tentacle is?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Uncomfortably moist sounds. I am unnerved by this sound effect. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is
I
going.
was big.
Yes.
I moved real quiet.
Nom, 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 nom. I don't think he enjoyed that as much as he would if this were hentai. I don't think this is hentai.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
There. I like this song. Ignite the lighter and sway. Never kill a man when he's singing. That's just rude. It is a good drinking song. Here's to you, chat. This is a... Is he looping? It's hard to tell. You want mead? Oh gosh, I'd love some mead right now. Is he singing now? Does that count as singing? Or is he just slurring? I'm not. Like, I get that he was slurring, I know, because he's drunk, but... Hang on. Is this... I think it's 50-50. You know what, that's fair. I think I saw something about the sailor singing. I think it's an achievement to let him finish. Because I may as well get them while I'm playing the game. Yep, let him finish. Genuinely an achievement. There we go. Let him finish. Right. I'm going to murder him like he murdered that song. I feel like I'm playing Octodad again. You just kind of fell out of the chair. Oh, that was good. Nope. What it says. Accurate.
After the
And by
last
it, I
passenger,
mean dead.
I was still hungry. I looked across the water and smelled something new. Something I had to have.
Hot
so I
dogs.
swam towards it.
Popcorn. Egg, I don't know. Chocolate.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Please don't be sewage. You know what you find in pipes like this? Clowns. We're going to eat Pennywise. I'm here for it. Nope. That's a toilet. That is a toilet I'm coming out of. Time to eat Molly. As Molly.
I got closer and closer.
Is she in her bed? Nope. We'll never know.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Do you eat yourself often, Molly? Is that a thing you often do?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Look at the cute little cat ears, though. I mean, you can't disagree with those cute little cat ears. Oh, right. Meow. Was I a cat? A kitty cat? I don't know the rest of the song, I'm sorry, I failed you all.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
This is a classic example of do as I say, not as I do.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Apparently she really, really liked birds. Hey, your cat's name, Molly. Excellent. We've got Lurpy, got Rob, Purpley. Furpy. I mean, Rob is kind of the odd one out right now. I'll say it. Herpy. Oh, there's a Bob. Bob's a snake. Why is Bob in a bird cage? Well, maybe that's where Bob died, not necessarily where Bob lived. Maybe Bob was eating a bird. Derpy. Alright, Bob, let's have a gracious scene. We're going to get ready. Good luck, Ari. I'm sure you will do excellently. I hope to hear good things tomorrow.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Why, was it a secret that he was living there? Would a family day out at Druid World? I don't want to be specifically probed, I'll be honest. What have we got? Sam Medal Ceremony Home Movies, Weird America, The Finches. Edith interview, random junk. Hey, you know what? Sometimes I see a pile of rubbish and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to record that. Conspiracy Now, Sam Photo Award. I'll watch that in a moment because it seems important.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Little Forest Fire. The Mysteries of Death and Thereafter by Odin Finch. Built 1737 by Sven Finch. Barbara concepts, mural sketches. Norska Folkabentir. I guess Norse folk tales.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Why would you? Why would you not just say a dragon killed him? If you could.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Get wrecked, Edith's mom, I guess? Oh, right, yeah, that's the... Is it Gregory's room? Norwegian folktales.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin Finch joining the great majority. Handprints. This is a woman who wanted to keep her family alive, and I respect that. Okay, so she made all of the things. What happened to the kid? Let's step away for a sec. She died? Question mark? The sea monster goes under her bed. She wakes up as herself again, and she's like, I can't hear it, but it's hungry, and we both know I'm delicious.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
I mean, they're pretty great gloves.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Well, you are Edith Jr. I guess we'll poke this, see what happens, because I doubt I can get out of the door. I can't even look through the peephole on this side, it's too high. Interesting.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
How do I...
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife, Ingeborg, and their newborn son, Johan.
Tell me more about this curse. Oh, I'm going to hold it, sorry.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
I'm sorry. The house? I mean, I know I've heard of houseboats, but putting your house on a boat seems to be taking it a bit far, and then taking it a bit far. Have I peeped through all of the peepholes? I have peeped through all of the peepholes. That I could find, anyway. Yes, that is a commitment.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
I can hardly say I'm surprised, if I'm being honest.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Well, I guess it makes sense that they have their own family cemetery, right? If they're the only ones on the island. Or if it's a small island.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
I mean, so far it's just been commitment to the house. To one's house and home. Right, I guess into the aggressively pink bathroom. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's carpeted floor and everything. I'm not judging. Like, if you like this, that's fine. It's very physical reaction. Also, Harry Potter lives here, apparently.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Well, now I know who to blame. That's That's not carpet, that's a
It was a
Yeti.
pretty big trace.
Yes, Edith, it in fact is a pretty big trace. Baby Bubbles Bonanza. Interesting. Wait, Baby Bubbles? How do you know that was Angel's other screen name? Who told you? Let's climb on the toilet. There's a Secret in the Bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch. Need to go do a thing. Good luck, babe. God, those gloves are amazing.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Is that a wine bottle in the bin? Yes, it is a wine bottle. Or some kind of alcohol bottle, anyway. Enjoy the pink. I'm out of the pink. Whew. This is a
Sven gave
dark
Sam
room.
an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch. Okay. Sam apparently liked to take pictures of gravestones. What a selfie. Man, I want to turn the flash down there, Sam. Okay, anyway. Imagine having a dark room behind the toilet. There's no crouch button, by the way. Oh, Milton's been here too. It's auto-crouching. And by extension, auto-standing. Enlist, fight! Well, that seems like a accident waiting to happen. Wow, yeah, it was tall. Alright, Calvin died 7 years before Sam. Okay. To the command center in Fort Calvin. Fort Sam, anything I can interact with? You should not leave those out like that. That's a good way to damage them. Seems to be a lot of death in this family. Yes, everyone's dead. Yep, they all have birth and death dates. Everyone's dead, apart from Edith. Right, I guess we're going to the command center.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin,
Just gonna drop
and
the
that
rope.
he never talked about him.
Well, he died. He died when they were 11. That works out right. Age 8, 1958, 1961 he's dead. 8 plus 3, yeah, 11. I can do maths. Don't judge me. I can do it. I'm smart.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Well, not everyone likes talking about people who are dead. It's perfectly understandable. For some people, the grief is still too large.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
Big brain balls.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Sorry, I'm just going to see if there's any related achievement for this. See me right now trying to do physics? I can do science. Oh, I see. So,
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
each leg is controlled by a different stick.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
That's fair.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
Time to yeet myself
But
off the
that
swing.
day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Not a game to play to
I
get
told
motion
him
sick
going
easily.
around was impossible.
It's not impossible. You're just a quitter.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Sam's a
Alvin,
punk-ass
I'm
beach.
not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
What, to kill himself?
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
This is really cool, by the way. Woohoo! I did the impossible! Be proud of me!
The day he made up his mind to fly.
I'm flying.
And he did.
Cool.
Calvin's story
Cool.
felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
However, I have to do it again for an achievement, so... How do I do it again? Or is it literally just replay the game a second time? Yep, just replay it. Cool. Okay. Moving on. Oh, anything else? Apparently they shot at each other. But this is a really cool bedroom.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Understandable. You know, that's a lot of grief to deal with.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Also understandable if it's kept as a shrine. Whee! This is really cool. I love it. Not a fan of fake books. Would have been cooler if they were real books, but still. Well, that's spooky. Chat, the pumpkin disapproves.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh, apparently not that small. What, like Milton's pumpkin? Oh, Barbara, right.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Because she was? Oh, bro, I'm gonna get kicked off Twitch. Women don't exist. Or can't be seen to exist, I guess. Bigfoot. Real talk though, it's a cute dress.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Seattle Starlets. Favorite. Free from School, The Hollywood Workout, Angels, Greek Tales, Alice in Wonderland, Siddhartha. That's the Buddha if you didn't know. Oliver Twist, The Red Carpet. Anyway. Selection of books. Skyden Hi-Fi. Hello, good looking. Well, that's kind of gross. How long has that been there? And that popcorn. I don't want to think about it. Dreadful Stories. Guest starring Barbara Finch.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
A year or 10 or 40? That's 2010, so it'll be 50.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
I assume this is the Tales from the Crypt thing.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Beastie-con.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Unfortunately, her
Gotta
scream
respect the hustle.
hadn't aged well.
Aww.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
He committed to that
Now
scream.
that was a great scream.
It was
Rick.
Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Is Sven gonna be okay?
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging
What if I
residents
tried a gang of hoodlums?
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Can we kill Rick now?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks.
Ah.
I'll be back in a sec.
No, her name's Barbara. You idiot.
20 minutes later,
She's the final girl.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, he put the key back, apparently.
And as she wound
This is cool.
the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Well, that's just getting DMCA'd. Dang it.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Actually, I think Twitch auto mutes videos if there's an achievement in the basement. I think Twitch auto mutes videos if there's copyrighted music. It's YouTube I'm gonna have the issues with. Yes, clear all the bottles off the pool table. The Crypt Keeper. Yes, it does sound like that's what they're going for. I feel like I'm playing 13 right now. Get in the hole, thank you. If anyone ever played... Okay, that one went to the future. If anyone ever played 13, pretty cool. Cel-shaded, first-person shooter. Well, the achievement hasn't popped. Oh, no, there we go. Side note, I love the music so much. How about I do the sensible thing and call the police? Okay, that sounds like a good idea. How far back will it let me go? Can I actually call the police? Or is this door shut? Ah, the door's shut, never mind. This is the Halloween music, by the way, in case you were wondering why I keep going about copyright stuff.
the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Okay, the infamous Hookman killer may have done for Rick. And I can't say I'm upset about this.
The old fridge rattled.
Not
and grew
the
still.
fridge! Be cool, man, be cool! Yeah, it's a fridge.
Oh dear!
Oh dear! Oh no!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
I'm pissed.
Furious.
Then
Right,
act
PG-13.
furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
It's pushing down the stairs. Oh, that's
She
fair.
threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Not the early late picture
Later,
show.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Beat you to death with a crutch. Okay, we're back to the Halloween theme. Cool, cool. Very subtle way of saying don't go this way. Stick a ladder in front of the door. Mr. Bones just hanging out by the front door. I respect it. Trick or treat! Here's the trick. They're apples. It's the library. Oh no. Traditional spook, I'm here for it. Not sure why Barbara's uniform is hanging over the balustrade, but sure. Alright, Walter's the underwater room.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Well, that's a hook for a hand.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
That would work better were a hook a bludgeoning implement and not a spiky, a piercing one.
And where he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
I'll just take the passage, I guess.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Molly's room.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
That is a very elaborate death, and I'm here for it.
Moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Jump down. He's going to be gone when you get down there, Barbara, because you're a coward and you wouldn't just drop down. Your death is entirely on you if you die from this. Or just tread on the roller skate and die. Oh god, the pod chair. I want a pod chair so bad, chat. You don't understand. Yep, he's gone.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Can I just sit in the... Physics have been applied to it. Yes. Apparently no time has passed.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh, there's the trope. There's the line.
Oh dear.
I'm inconvenienced.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Oh, good.
And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Eep.
I wasn't there myself, but
It's a good scream.
I hear Barbara was magnificent.
10 out of 10.
Girl, she had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so
Out
did
of 10
her
scream.
fans. Of course,
Heyo.
the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared
Kiwi guy being a
the
critic.
same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard.
I can imagine.
That's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh,
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
hey! You lobe to hear it. Solid laugh.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered,
Tis.
as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. I can only assume I go back out the same way because you know the door is a bit sealed.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
But now I know enough to get into the basement, where I assume the next raft of stories will await. 2 of 10 on both those puns. Hey, those were solid puns. Okay. Will I enjoy it in the basement? I guess we'll just have to play it by ear. Okay. That was weird. I see what you did. Good. Good. I'm glad I didn't get an earful for that one. Yeah, they removed the ear. It's probably in an evidence bag, or has rotted away to nothing in the last 50 years thinking about it. Here's a thought, Edith. Turn the power back on. Just a... Hello, it disappeared. Oh, Red Riding Hood with the joke. That's a good one. I'd give you internet points if I were able to. But hello, Kitten's Fists. Welcome to the stream.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
You know what? That's perfectly understandable. Sven liked his gnomes, apparently.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Well, yeah, she didn't want you to see a Christmas present, Edith. I might
I
say,
thought maybe she was hiding presents.
I wrote the game. I'm not doing too bad. How are you doing? Secret door? Secret door.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
And apparently the power's turned back on now. Can I? Oh, that's just a crawl space I can't get into. Okay. Okay, just very tired. Perfectly fair. It's dark for me too, don't worry about it. There we go.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
This is a doomsday vault. Okay.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Jiggly Farms Concord Grape Jelly. Peanut butter, creamy. So I guess Edith Sr. was a prepper.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Yes, you do all seem to end up dying. I guess that's Walter's story. Walter made played with trains apparently. Clearly a heretic, peanut butter should be crunchy. I will defer to the wisdom of others in that, as I am not a fan of the peanut butter. Hey, Walter thought about it. You need something nice to look out at. It's good for mental health. 52 to 2005. Oh, wow, Walter actually lived to a ripe, old-ish age of, what? 53.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
What?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
So I was enlightened by the crunch.
Having a schedule.
Crunch food's
living
good.
for today.
Eat those peaches.
I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
What a mood.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
But, like, why does it shake?
Even a monster
every day at 12?
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Eat those peaches again. Nom 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 nom.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Okay, the earthquake. Walter, I mean, peaches are pretty
Whatever
great.
that thing was,
In all fairness.
it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
This video is never being unmuted.
It's been a week
on
now.
Twitch.
The longest in 30 years.
Are we out of peaches? That's an issue.
I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
But the way out's over here, Walter. So he was just living under the house for 50 years. Okay, cool. 30 years, sorry. I like peach flavour, but I don't like the fuzzy skin. Well, those peaches are skinned, so they'd be fine for you. No one knew that he was under the house apart from Edith, I guess. Edith Senior, that is. Or Edie. Really liked his Jiggly Farms Concord grape jelly.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara
People eat the skin? Yeah, people eat peach skins.
and Molly.
I do. Because it's the skin, it's not a peel.
And Calvin.
Oh, yeah, Calvin. The family curse. I guess this is his bin error. Just buy nectarines instead. Fair. Fair. Also a tasty fruit. Ah, yes. Sweetie crisps. Tastes so great. Time to
Maybe
break out of this
this
house.
is all a mistake.
Please tell me he's not flooding himself.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Bill Murray felt the same way in Groundhog Day.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
I'm not, though. I'm going backwards. So I guess that's the hole I just knocked through. there anything back here? No, invisible wall. Can I get back? Safety is. This is familiar. Familiar is it's comfortable and safe. Damn it, Walter, move swifter. Move swiftly, even.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
He died as soon as he got out, didn't he?
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week.
Or a minute. About a minute.
I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yep. R.I.P. Walter. Master of unfortunate timing.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Did she know he was down there? Can we turn the radio off, please?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
This game is amazing. Spiritual Warfare. What a book title. What a book subject, even.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Living under the house? Eating peaches every day? Even though you're surrounded by tomatoes and grape jelly and
But if she never told
cereal?
me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Guess I'll go through the hole.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
That'd be what the earthquake was. It was the train. That took too long for me to realise. That took far too long for me to realise.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
You're a very unlucky family.
Maybe we
Edith.
believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
That's a bit tasteless. Sure, he liked trains, but he also died by train. I don't know how. Oh, hey, there's a light flashing over there. Don't know how he died by train, but he died by train.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Unless he just had a heart attack and the train was a metaphor.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
It's going to both peaches and kiwi fruit. I didn't know people peeled kiwi fruit either. I don't like kiwis though. The fruit. The taste of the fruit. I like kiwi, obviously. And I like my New Zealand audience.
But I thought you should know about your family.
I'm not a fan of the fruit taste though.
And the history you're a part of.
Ow! It's just eating hair. Some strong feelings about that. Don't ever eat peanut butter. That's fair. I don't like peanuts, so that's why I don't eat peanut butter. Kind of goes without saying, really. Boy, for people who've never been here before, this is like a really weird conversation to have.
I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Eat it, but you're not big into it? That's fair. I haven't had it in a while, so maybe my taste has changed.
People in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I have no idea where I'm going. Probably not this way. Motion activated garden lights. I don't know about the length of time, but I know certainly I enjoy things now that I used to really dislike, so. There was a time in my life when I didn't like lasagna. What even is that? Who would do that? Side note, if you don't like lasagna, totally fair. Not everyone likes the same food. That means there's more lasagna for me in the world. Like all the fruits that we have talked about peeled, not big on any type of fruit. Of nut, sorry. That's fair. I only really eat cashew nuts. And even then, when they're salted or they've got pepper on. I prefer savoury snacks though, so it's that or sweets, I guess. Pistachios are okay, they're just extremists. Yeah, pepper, like grated black pepper. Really nice on cashew.
And when you look at the house, it had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
And blatant violations of architectural planning laws. Don't forget that bit, Edith. Do not forget that bit. Oh, hazelnuts in chocolate, especially with caramel. So good. Angel and I get through a lot of fruit and nut chocolate. And the nut in that isn't actually a nut, it's almond.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
It happens. It does happen.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
A prepared one, Edith. A prepared family.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Good book, if no one's read it. If you like horror stories. I found all the birds.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Okay. A 14-year-old gerbil? What? Don't like salted cashews. Unsalted cashews are good. Yeah, plain cashews are good too, but... I don't think the Addams family ever built their cemetery. They were just like, you know what, we need a cemetery. And bam! There's a cemetery. Oh, there's Christopher the goldfish. Anyway, can we... Oh, that's a cat. That's why. Never mind. Ignore that. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly. Calvin. Can I poke that? I cannot. Sven. Edie. Walter. Barbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
No, the house. It sank beneath the waves.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, that's the house.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
What a memory. What a memorial, sorry. Anything else with the telescope before I leave? Or can I not use it again? Can't use it again, never mind. I assume I've seen everything I'm expected to see.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
I mean, the house is right there as a
But
reminder.
the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton?
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Well, that's right, because there's no tomb or grave there, so it is a memorial, or it's a memorial, right? Rather than... Anyway. Continuing on.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along.
Welcome back, babe. I've just walked
For
through
me
the
to come
Finch
back
graveyard.
someday and find everything out for myself.
Sorry, cemetery. It's not attached to a church. Not sure I trust this treehouse, if I'm completely honest.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
I did wonder about that. You know, having looked down a couple of times and noticed the bump. Is there anything up here before I... Can I get back down? Can I explore the front of the... I cannot. Worst game of all time. Please? Thank you.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Is that a fire pit on the... You know what? It's a pretty boring place for a fire pit. I'll never use that word again. Got a barbecue up here too. Would have been an epic treehouse in
They
good
were
condition.
both pretty intense.
Yes. Yes, it would have. Okay, so that's
Sam
the
spent his
story.
life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Alright, so Sam's the one that went to war.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Okay, can't look through the peephole. Again, it's too high. You know what? That feels really bad. And I can't wait to have my heart destroyed by the revelations that I'm about to experience. Also, that's a goose, and I can't get away from geese. Okay, we'll go that way. No! Don't do it! Okay.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Never say things like that.
These memories are going to last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What's your
What?
readings on?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
So I guess that's what I'm supposed to take a picture of, but there's an achievement for taking a picture of a rabbit outside the park. See if I can find it without the guide. I don't know why it would be on a ceiling. I'll be honest. On the roof, sorry. That was a silly thing to do. That's not a rabbit. You know what? Let's just speed things up. Slightly to the bottom right of dawn. Well, that's a spotlight. So it's not that. Is there a better thing than just that written description? Okay. Slightly to the bottom right of dawn. Yes.
Please just take the damn picture.
Not
Hey.
at all, Dawn.
Language.
Not at all. Oh, still running. Right, I guess I'll take the damn
I
picture.
will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
That's what we're going for. You'll remember
I'm gonna
this
take some pictures, okay?
for the rest
Just be
of your
careful.
life.
That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Am I taking pictures of though? Just down the thing. Oh, wait.
Aw.
I like how none of the stories are the same. Have had the same way of telling them.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh, Sam.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hi, Day.
That's a keeper.
So I didn't realize there'd be dialogue. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always... Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Majestic AF.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Okay, but where is she?
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Kapow.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Well, that's kind of toxic.
Great shot, Don.
I guess we're taking a picture of the daughter grieving.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Has the game crashed? Oh, no. It's on a timer.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
It's not very easy to control.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh dear. You know, he kind of deserved that. Oh dear. He deserved that.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Oops, he did. R.I.P. Sam. It's not how a deer acts when it's shot. Don't they just bolt? I assume they don't lie in wait. Anyway.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Baby gate. But I'm not a child, so I know how to escape. I guess they didn't want Gregory going in that area. Wow, really? Get wrecked Gus, I guess? They just... Strength, respect, teamwork? Oh, it's one of those parents, huh? Alright,
I
before
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Probably look at that. Yep, that's too high. House rules: no playing outside of permission, without permission. No answering doors for strangers. No. I read that as no nemesis after dark, and I was like, what kind of stories are you telling people? No messes after dark. All chores before dark. Respect others. Okay, cool. So that was Edith's mom that just shot the deer, if I recall correctly, or if I'm figuring things out correctly. After dark is the best time for nemesis. You are not wrong. Oh, hang on.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
It's totally fair.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Alright, well, let's read Gus's story. Or poem.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
That's backwards. Okay.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Gus is wearing a cool bracelet. I dig it. I had a bracelet like that. I don't know where it went.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I remember.
Husband and wife.
Meow. I tried to dive bomb, it didn't work. What am I supposed to be doing now? This is really cool though. Okay, but like, where do I look? How do I trigger the next bit? Oh, that's what's on the beach. They've got a totem pole. Cool. The cultural appropriation there. Is something supposed to be happening? Ah.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here.
Thank you, chat.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh, he actually did it as well. The mad lad.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
And what a tent it was. Meow. Bonk. Okay, Gus remains outside flying his kite. He wouldn't go in there without a fight.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Okay, now I am nature.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh, is this how the totem pole fell over? Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe he shouldn't have been flying his kite in the storm.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't.
I'm dead, chat.
Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Which is fair. Alright, I suppose we shall climb into the loft now. Wait. I'm waiting. I didn't see a prompt by Gregory's bed. But I may have missed it, I will be honest. Oh, it's literally in. Okay, it's in the crib. Gotcha. I was looking at the end of the crib.
Dear Kay, do you remember
Thank
the
you.
way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Aye. I mean, he's just a child with imagination, right? Is the frog going to start swimming? Oh, I am the frog now.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Yes, Mama, I am playing with my frog.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Get
I wonder
off.
what he saw. What his world was like.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Oh, I'm sad the bubbles are gone.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Okay. Maybe now I can find a way to be sad in any situation. Yeah, but you can be happy and sad, dude. I am quite a lot. I have happy emotions that pair with other emotions. Bubble's gone. Well, that's the stream.
I wish he could have told us about the world
I'm
he
back.
saw.
I wasn't really gone. It's just a joke. I just covered the webcam. Okay, so Gregory drowned.
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory.
I am Frog.
About everything.
Thread the needle, Gregory. Thread the needle. It's Gregory, not Frederick.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Okay, Gregory drowned and ended up going down the plug hole. Gotcha.
I'm sure he's happy.
I'm a Polytoad.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Not as complex as that. Feel one emotion at a time. That emotion is hunger. That's a mood, my friend. That's what we call a mood. But thank you for pointing, Red Riding Hood. Thank you for pointing out that there's Gregory's story. Isn't Frog Fractions a meta game? Is that the game I'm thinking of, where it's ostensibly edutainment, but it's not in any way? Raise flag at 7:30, breakfast at 8, quiet time at 11, duties dawn, sweep trash, Gus, mop, mow yard, Greg, be a baby. Well, that's a duty that Greg could probably do. Routine: 100 jump ropes, 150 jumping jacks, 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, run to mailbox and back. Just enjoyed the bath when you played? No, that's totally fair. That was a good sequence. Oh, my shoulder's cramping. Right, 22 weeks pregnant and climbing a climbing wall. Is there nothing Edith can't do? Oh, it's a good book.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
And apparently her brother. Both of them. And I guess she found Gus.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
And didn't have to shoot deer. Copy passport for volunteer centre, meet with relief rep, after school teaching, pack, fly to India, 1987. 10 ways to teach critical thinking for the homeschool student and teacher. Dr. Evan P. Rodriguez. Man, people really need to be taught critical thinking. She got a phone and a computer up here? She's living the dream. Okay. I assume there's a story I'm missing. Or just an interactive item.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
I was down there. Guess I'm going up.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Probably. This is a really cool idea,
And
actually.
to see kids in the house again.
Rooftop garden for the kids to use. Look, see, Lewis is smart. Lewis named what he was growing. These were just plants. Yeah, we'll just grow plants. That's fine.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, she just built a house on top of the house and said it was good.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Analyze objectively. Never stop learning. Very important point. Assume nothing. And respect criticism. Ask tough questions. Chat. These are all lessons to live by. The moment you think you know everything... Reading the hoot. The moment you think you know everything is the moment that you stop learning. And you should aim to never stop learning. Lewis rules. But Lewis can't spell, so does he though? Flashcards to memorize the family.
But it didn't last.
To Teach and to Learn. 7 Ways to Create a Fulfilling Classroom by Dawn Finch. I almost said Dawn French, who is a comedy actress. All I specify when I grow stuff is, this should be green. Well, this isn't green. Something's gone wrong. Relief efforts end in disaster. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Scientific method. Observation. Question. Research. Hypothesis. Experiment. Data. Conclusion.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Yeah, well, it's not entirely safe, is it?
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Note to self, turn down stewardess, plant carrots. Got him. Now, before I go in, anything tucked away back here? Nope. What up, house? While I stand on the... You know what? I'm assuming I'm going up there after this. I don't think this is the kind of game where you can really miss anything. Maybe. Well, that's pretty cool. Going up. He was talented at making a mess, am I right? Okay, well.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
It's the magic paintbrush. Achoo. Well, that's a bit meta. He went into a painting, didn't he? Yep. That's my leave you champ bubbles, so I have to eat and do one of those job things. Enjoy your meal. Hopefully you have a good day at work. It was lovely having you here as always. Thank you very much. For swinging, for stopping by.
Milton disappeared.
Okay, but like, all we actually have to do is find the painting that he went into and follow him. All of
Mom
the pride
spent months
hearts.
searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
But like, try it. You'll never know until you try it. Anyway.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I don't think that's the actual truth. The actual solution.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
It's just a boat up here, huh? Cool.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Was he smoking? In his room? A closer look. Looking up peepholes and telescopes long enough to hear Edith's commentary. Okay, so that's that. Before I go in there, is there anything at the other end of said boat? Absolutely not. Never mind.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
What, the drugs? I didn't actually press forwards on the stick then, so I don't know why the game did that. Can we go back in? To the den of iniquity? Thank you. It just has a fridge up here.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
High school diploma. Oh, I was like, where's the TV? And then I continued looking up and, you know, I found the TV attached to the Wonderland Turbo, which apparently uses memory cards and a cartridge-based game system. Alright, well, legalize marijuana. Locker contents.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
Take fish, chop its head off.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Repeat.
His mind began to wander.
Oh, cool. Now I'm playing Gauntlet.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
You can't trust the toads. That's a dragon.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Oh, that was cool.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
He found fish, is what he found.
But he found something more.
Fish, I just said.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical,
zoning out.
Focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
He's got nothing to do but decapitate fish.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
I hear that doggo. Where is it?
He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
That's a bit of an ego
thing. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
And they followed him throughout the town, proclaiming his praises.
And songs for them to play.
I don't think I want to be followed
starting a band.
by a personal band, I'll be honest. That would be
and he was
creepy
always
and annoying.
humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
The saw? All the futility of it
all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet.
Yeah,
were
this
all
would
in
stress
his
me out.
imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Please don't tell me he murdered them all.
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
You can do anything you want. Okay. I'll hold an election and become mayor of my own
They begged
fictional
him
world.
to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
So, all
He'd
she's...
conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
He's not a great namer. I'll say it. I'm a terrible namer, and he's not
St.
great.
Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis, what a name.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Wait,
in Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Oh, he's gone.
Beautiful prince.
Isn't Dawn his mom, the person she wrote the letter to? Why would she say his mother to his mother?
The prince was on his own quest for...
Radiant rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Oh, no, Lewis is her brother, right? No, because it was Gregory and Gus. I killed a rainbow. I'm sorry. I'm the worst queer person of all time.
He followed the sound of his...
Oh, an electric sitar, of course.
electric sitar.
I missed the note. This isn't the easiest thing to control whilst also chopping fish heads off.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Oh, Milton Keynes.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Stay with me, my prince. I wish to help you in your quest for rainbows.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
A god. Although we all know it's queen.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
So he had an existential crisis and spiraled downhill from there.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Huh. He just walked out? Ooh. A Nintendo Switch.
He began to forget the world we know.
This is going to end up with falling into the machine, isn't it?
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
He's going to push himself into the machinery. Hey, me. It's me. How you
He began
doing?
to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Okay, maybe not. Time to climb those golden
I still
steps.
thought I could save him.
Don't
even
go
after he
into
said
the
he was
light.
being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
They like me. They really like me. All the viewbots in the room. Yeah, because they have no faces, but they're still people.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Sorry, I just rocked out a little bit there. Yes, respect
His
me.
prince waited, holding his crown.
Do the thing. Do the
There
thing.
was only one thing left to do.
Do the thing. They did not do. These are they're all getting executed for treason.
Bend down his head.
I'm sure the resemblance to a guillotine is it's entirely coincidental there. Crown me, my prince.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
It is Mrs. Finch. It is Dawn. So why'd she say his mother? Unless he was adopted, maybe?
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Some narrative inconsistency there. But that's totally fair. Like, it's gonna happen. No game's perfect.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Out his own shower. We're leaving the house, Edith. We're never
She
returning.
waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
That was unkind.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Is this Edith's place? As in the Edith we're playing as. Yep. She got a whole house to herself? That's a bit rude.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Disaster relief. Right. He died.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Apparently this Spooky Games month has been full of games about grief. I am entirely sorry, I did not plan it that way.
But it had to end one way or another.
But I also knew nothing about this
All
game.
that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Can I stand up, please? Really, Edith, with shoes on?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you
You
in
know
the
what I said?
hallway.
Don't.
Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's
Wow,
just
she
enjoy
did
our
not pull
last-
that
I'm not
punch.
leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Get wrecked. Dawn Finch. Except Edie
the
overheard.
power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Time to get to the graveyard where people are actually buried, apparently.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
No, it's not okay, Mum. But okay.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Ooh, exciting.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Are we going to the house?
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Yeah, because there's a tsunami coming.
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This is not safe, chat. Do not do this.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
If this ever happens to you, run the other way.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
I'm just going to keep walking forward.
Turned around.
You didn't. You walked straight forward and you met a rock. And you said hi, and the rock said hi back.
I wondered.
And you swore off drugs that day.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
How could you forget a bed?
A lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
No, I guess it's all stuff from the house, right? And she was youngish when the house sank.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
And it's done.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Goodbye, Great-Grandma Edie. Goodbye. Thank you for the half book I've got.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Well, you know, it's her choice, right?
After that, we moved around a lot.
I'm controlling this.
We both tried to make the best of it.
Never done this. Never had the inclination to do this. I don't understand it.
A few years went by.
Backwards and forwards?
My mom didn't like to talk about it.
Just spin it?
But she started getting sick a lot.
That's not a good
The
sound.
rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while.
Until she didn't.
And then she didn't. And then I was alone.
But not anymore, apparently.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh, you're writing it down,
If we
presumably.
lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Time to get born?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Well, that's the thing about babies. You will inevitably meet them if they are yours.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
R.I.P. Edith Finch. Wow, that was a great game. Just let the credits play out. Right in the feels. I don't really have anything to say. This is how I was after I finished Dear Esther. Finished all the stories, so I saw everything, so that's good. Yeah, that was really good. I know I've said this before on stream, but I'll say it again. I'm never playing Dear Esther on stream. I truly believe Dear Esther is something you should experience for yourself, alone. I kind of, you know, it's terrible for my streaming hours and viewing figures, but I kind of feel like I should just leave it at this for the rest of the, you know, just finish. There's one achievement to get. There's Johan, so that should be another achievement. To just leave it at that, because I feel like playing Back for Blood after this is just, thanks Johan, I guess, it just detracts from the game. Yeah, the capture's stuttering, I don't know why. Because the game isn't. Frog! Ribbit. Right, at least this game went through a QA process. Cough, EA, cough. I don't get the duck beak in that thing for Molly's room. Annapurna Interactive. Maybe that child shouldn't be holding a shotgun. Just a thought. Even if it's fake. I feel like I know Annapurna from a different game like this. decent sized QA playtesting team as well. Ah, Kentucky Route Zero. That's on my list to oh, this was the first game that they published, actually, Annapurna. I really need to get around to playing Kentucky Route Zero. I have heard great things. Oh, they're also publishing Stray. Oh yeah, I was looking at Stray stuff recently. The end. 5-year development cycle for that. I respect it. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. I'm doing this for the achievement, but it's also a short story. Oh, I still have to get.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Again, those knitted
How I
gloves
Want
are
to
amazing.
Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
OBS, hello.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom.
OBS, you want to behave?
And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Okay. OBS is back. We're all good.
Coming! But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
I'm going to take a wellness break after this. I hope this achievement
I
pops.
told him going around was impossible.
I hope we don't have another hot chocolate moment. Oh, speaking of, I finally got the hot chocolate achievement earlier, so that was pretty cool.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
I don't think Calvin's listening.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And
Not
he did.
the fact that that was the day he died.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Okay. Why do I keep getting bugged achievements? Why does this keep happening? Why is this a thing that keeps happening to me? Oh, no, there we go. Loop-de-loop-de-loop. Play Calvin's story again. Well, that's what remains of Edith Finch. That was a really good story. Really good game. Highly recommend you play it for yourself. Twitch, don't go anywhere. I'm going to change. I'm going to attempt a wellness break and change the game. But YouTube, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it as always. And please do stay safe, healthy, and wholesome.